Blaine is consistently ranked as one of the fastest growing communities in Minnesota year after year.
The residential development shows no signs of slowing down. With an increased population comes more opportunities for commercial development. At City Hall, they have stepped up their economic development commitment, and it is starting to pay dividends.
As residential development continues to boom in Blaine, commercial development is following closely behind.
Blaine's very attractive to those businesses that are closer and looking to expand. They don't have to spend as much on land. And we do have that land availability. One unique thing about Blaine is that we are close to the urban core, but we do have sites where you could build a 100,000 square foot plus building, which is very unique. And some of those sites are right on 35W, so you have great visibility.
As the city is excited to welcome new businesses to the community, they also are putting a focus on their existing businesses and redevelopment of vacant commercial land.
We always want to know, are our existing businesses expanding? And if so, what are your needs? And we had some recent success stories in 2016 where we had existing businesses in Blaine expand, and it's good to see them expand in the community.
One of the most visible examples of a business expanding in Blaine is the new 130-foot, 9-story office tower recently completed by Infinite Campus.
This tower allows us to double our staff on site. Being in Blaine with all our employees is very important. For a high-tech business like us, while we are a software business, it really is a people business. So recruiting and retaining employees, very important. Having everybody on site to take advantage of our amenities like our on-site restaurant with free food for employees and guests, our climbing wall, and other amenities we have now in our new tower, keeping everybody here helps in that recruiting, retaining of employees.
Infinite Campus is a high-tech company managing student data for nearly 20% of U.S. students. Since building the first part of their headquarters nearly a decade ago, they have found a reliable partner in the city.
Working with Blaine has been great from the start. When we started working with them about 9 years ago with finding this location, building the original facility, that was great. And throughout our stay here, it's been wonderful. So when we knew we needed to expand, we began engaging with the city and their development group, and we proposed our tower. There was a lot of unique things in the northern metro about that, having a 9-story office building, a parking ramp. You don't have parking ramps in Blaine. That was a new thing. So working with the city on the design, the various approvals of the building code, the fire department on safety around the site, I would say that without the help that we've received from the city, a project like this wouldn't have been possible.
One attribute that Blaine routinely uses to sell the community on prospective businesses is the variety of housing available in the city.
One of the things that we try to tout to businesses is that Blaine has a variety of housing, and that's something that has changed over the last 10 years. We can go tell a potential business that whether you have somebody that's starting out at an entry-level position or they're at a CEO level, we have a variety of housing from starter homes all the way up to the executive housing, and I think that's very attractive to businesses.
One of the things that we've found is that employees that we're able to attract that live in other parts of the Twin Cities, down in Chanhassen, out in Stillwater or whatever, they'll work here and within months they're starting to look for homes, and next thing you know they're moving into Blaine.
The city is looking forward to more commercial development in 2017 and is pushing for redevelopment in a few key spots.
One area in particular that we've talked to our council about is the industrial park on 105th and Radisson Road. That's one of our oldest industrial parks. There's smaller buildings there from the 1960s and 70s. And last year we purchased a building on Nassau Street and recently demolished that, and we'll be marketing that. The Sports Center demolished a building as well, just south of our property, and they'll be marketing that. Recently we talked to our city council about some further acquisitions along 105th of some old industrial buildings. And then the site on 105th and Radisson, the old house, is for sale, and we anticipate redevelopment of that, probably of more commercial nature just given the corner. And then Invictus Brewing is looking in that area, so a lot of investment on a very high visibility area with 105th and Radisson. Another site that a lot of people ask about is the vacant Kmart down by Northtown. that's been vacant for about 2 years now, and we've been working with the property owner about what can we do with that site to, again, make a reinvestment there. And the city does own land on each side of it, so you have about a 14, 15 acre piece of land. So it's pretty substantial in size, and it's not going to be probably just one use. It'll probably be a mix of retail and some higher density residential uses.
As the residential development of Blaine continues, so will the commercial. And city officials believe that just as Blaine looks much different today than it did 20 years ago, it'll go through another transformation over the next 20 years.
As we get more residential growth, right now we're at about 64,000 residents, and by 2040 we could be over 87,000 residents, which gets us close to the size of Bloomington. And you can see what type of amenities and things that the city of Bloomington has. So I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg as far as where Blaine's going to go. We saw a lot of development in the early 2000s, but we still have plenty of growth to go. And with that growth, we're going to get more businesses and more new things coming to Blaine.
For North Metro TV News, Ben Hale reporting.
Eric mentioned that they do listen to the residents about what types of development they would like to see in the city. He knows many have been asking about a higher-end grocery store for many years. Eric said the city is in ongoing discussions with Hy-Vee, and they expect a store in the near future.